How's it going, Guardians? Shifty here, and today I'm back with my usual weekly vendor video. Now honestly, this week there are some amazing items available. However, some of them are only going to be available for a very short time. So make sure to pick up anything that you see in this video as soon as possible. So I'm not going to waste a ton of time on this intro, so if you end up enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright, so this week I'm going to start off by going over any decent Banshee weapon rolls, then I'm going to go over any decent armor rolls for each class, then at the end of the video I'll have footage of the remaining armor and weapon rolls for the week. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be starting with the Banshee weapons. However, I do need to mention that if you don't already know, the weapons and perks themselves change at reset on Tuesdays. However, those perks will change again at 6 PM Central on Wednesday. That means the first weapon rolls you see on Tuesday's reset are only available for about 31 hours, which means if you want any of the weapons that you see in this video, you have to pick them up quickly. Alright, so the first weapon I want to talk about is the Whispering Slab. Currently, we have the Overload Bow mod. That honestly makes bows one of the best weapons for Overload champions. And with this Whispering Slab having Vorpal Weapon, it makes it even better for Overload champions. Also, if you forgot, Vorpal Weapon got a boost recently, so now on primary weapons it gives you a 20% damage increase. That's really the only major selling point on this particular bow, however it's a pretty big selling point. I would highly recommend picking this up as a weapon for champions. The next weapon I recommend is basically a God Roll Night Watch. Here you have some really great magazine options, but in that third and fourth column you have Rapid Hit and Explosive Payload. Both of those perks are top tier on scout rifles. Now you could bring this into PvP, but it's primarily going to be a PvE role. Also, anytime scout rifles have an anti-champion mod, this role is amazing against champions. That explosive payload perk really helps out against barrier and overload champions. On top of that, you have rapid hit, so if you're hitting those crits, you're going to get increased stability and reload speed. Next up, we have the 7th Seraph CQ-C12 shotgun. While this role isn't exactly perfect, it is a pretty solid PvP role. It is missing full choke as a barrel option, but it does have assault mag, quick draw, and snapshot sights. Keep in mind this role will change again on Wednesday, so it might change for the better, but chances are pretty good it won't. So if you want a decent PvP lightweight frame shotgun, I would pick this one up. And the last weapon I want to talk about isn't quite as impressive as the others, but it's still a decent option to pick up, especially for newer players. You have the Outrageous Fortune, and it does have spike grenades and auto-loading holster. So if you're newer to the game and looking for a solid heavy grenade launcher, this one isn't too bad. Alright, and that's all I have for any standout Banshee weapons this week. Again, make sure to pick those up before 6 PM Central on Wednesday if you want any of those specific roles. Now I'm going to move on to any decent armor pieces for each class. This week I'm going to be starting with Hunters because you made it out the best. So I'm going to start with chest armor from Devrim Kay. It has 26 intellect, 20 recovery, and 7 mobility. Even with the nerf to intellect, there are still some builds that rely on intellect and having your super. While passive regeneration from intellect is nowhere near as strong as it used to be, it can still be important in certain circumstances. However, this piece also has 20 recovery, which is extremely important for all 3 classes. The reason for that is it's tied to how fast you heal. And lastly, this piece has a bit of mobility as well. That's going to help you get your dodge back a little bit faster if it's enough to tier you up. Then for Hunters, Shax has gauntlets with 23 intellect, 19 recovery, and 6 mobility. This piece is very similar to that last one, so if you were interested in that last one, you're probably interested in this one as well. And the final piece for Hunters is chest armor from Shax as well, with 26 mobility, 16 discipline, and 14 strength. That 26 mobility is incredibly important for getting your dodge back faster. So if you're looking to try to get tier 10 mobility, this is a great piece to pick up. As an extra bonus, you have some discipline and strength, which are going to help you get your grenade and melee abilities back quicker. And that's all I have for Hunters this week. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of pieces for Titans. The first one is leg armor sold by Shax with 18 discipline, 16 recovery, and 13 mobility. Now, most of the armor that I recommend in the videos is geared more towards newer players. I already know there's people in the comment section who say that the vendor armor is useless, but there is a wide array of players who play the game. That includes some new players who have armor with terrible stats. So if you're newer to the game and you have the legendary shards or glimmer, and the armor pieces that I recommend are better than what you have, they're usually a great piece to grab until you get something better. That's where this leg armor falls. The 18 discipline is great for your grenade cooldown, and the recovery is going to help you heal faster, but there are definitely going to be better armor pieces in the future for you. Now the next piece is a helmet sold by the Drifter with 27 strength and 19 resilience. That strength is going to be great if you're looking to make a melee focused build, but in addition to that it has 19 resilience, which is going to help you get your barricade back quicker as well. This is a piece that would probably fit better into a specific build rather than getting my blanket recommendation. And lastly, the offerings for Warlocks this week were pitiful. So I only really found an honorable mention, and it's a helmet from A to 1. It has 20 recovery, 12 discipline, and 12 intellect. Again, recovery is going to help you heal faster on any class, but it gets a secondary benefit on Warlocks because it's tied to the Rift cooldown. Then of course you have the discipline and intellect, which are going to improve the cooldown on your grenade and super. Anyway, that is all I have for any of the standout roles this week. Now I'm going to show off footage of the remaining armor and weapon rolls for the week. You can stick around to check that out if you want to, otherwise I hope that you have a good day and I'll catch you on the next one.